What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Jaye, and I have a special guest with me today,
Kaylee.
All right, and today we're gonna look at the video, how to make a woman feminine. Now, off the back, what are your thoughts of how to make a woman more feminine in a relationship, or whether you're just dealing with her in general?
I have no
idea. What?
No opinions thus far.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what this man has to say because I have no idea what's going on.
Let's jump right into it then.
That there is a war on masculinity. Men are scared to be men because of the patriarchy, and they don't want to be part of this toxic masculinity. Now, I agree that this is a problem. I think that there is an entire generation of young men who are growing up who are scared of their own masculinity. They're scared to step up in case they are accused of being toxic. They end up socially anxious, they end up underachieving and unable to really fulfill the role that they're meant to in a relationship, the masculine role, and so their relationships end up being non-existent, or at the very least not satisfying. But to call this a war on masculinity, I think is too simplistic, because from where I'm sitting, there is equally a war on femininity. Yes, you have movements like feminism that promote female empowerment, but if you pay close
I see you over there reacting. I see you over there reacting. So what are your thoughts so far?
This is something that really gets me because women, like women specifically, I mean, it doesn't matter what color, what age, where she came from, women, bad things happen to women. And so when it comes to talk, and I don't even like to compare because we have our separate battles, men and women, but it's just such a, like,
I think both of us have our very things that we need to work out, right? because obviously in other countries women are like literally still second-class citizens. They can't vote.
Property.
Yeah, exactly. No, she literally is just property. So yes, I do agree that. Especially
so right off the bat, like when I hear things like that, it's just a little like, okay, we just have to see where this is going. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It could go really good, or
I think he's gonna probably talk about more America than overall, the whole world, but yeah.
Right, because I would cry if we talked about the whole world.
The majority of the energy of feminism is directed towards encouraging women to empower themselves in masculine areas. If a woman wants to live without a boyfriend, she wants to be on her own, independent, chase money, success, status, be a real career girl, then she's going to have all of society's support because she's chasing this sort of ambition, but it's in this masculine way. That's what's in, that's what gets the support at the moment, is women who are living their lives more and more like men.
What makes living on your own, being independent, and going after what you want masculine? What?
I think he's about to get into it, but I want to hear him out just a little bit, yeah.
Now, feminism may claim to be about empowering female choice, whatever that choice happens to be. And it probably is, I'm not disputing that, but undeniably, one of the unintended consequences of pushing this women can do anything a man can do kind of narrative is that women who choose to focus exclusively on feminine areas of development face a social stigma. There are a lot of women who feel guilty or feel like a failure if the limit of their ambition is exclusively feminine. They've got creative goals, they want to be a kind, moral person, they want to be a good wife and mother, and that's it. There will be women who look down upon them, like you're trapped in the past, or you're making the rest of us look bad. It's this bizarrely sexist notion that sprung up that somehow femininity is weakness. It leaves us in this bizarre situation at the moment that we've got.
Okay, so now that I get a better grasp on it, what are your thoughts?
Okay. I'm liking where this is going, but
but go ahead. No, go ahead.
I have nothing else to say. Okay. I'm just saying this is going good.
Okay.
Where we praise women for their masculinity and we praise men for their femininity. So I wouldn't call this a war on men or a war on masculinity. It's a war on biology. It's a war on gender. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but it sucks. The truth is that both masculinity and femininity are essential ingredients in a healthy relationship, especially if you're raising a family. A relationship needs masculinity for order, structure, leadership, but it equally needs femininity for nurturing, for beauty. The problem with a lot of modern relationship dynamics is that it lacks femininity because the woman is trying to act like a man. It's not attractive and it's not good for the relationship. And so the question arises, as a boyfriend, how do you encourage femininity in your partner.
Okay, before he gets into that, what are your thoughts on the dynamic of the relationships of today versus relationships of the past?
Well, I mean, without getting into, gay rights and everything like that. With like a
obviously, I'm talking about men and women.
Man and woman.
Yes.
I think we're nowhere where we need to be, but I think it's a million times better than women get your ass in the kitchen and get your ass in the laundry room, and men get your ass to the bank. Shit like that. I don't like that. But I also think there's a huge, I don't know, I feel like right now we're in, like he was saying, war on gender. I don't think it's a war on gender. I think all of us have been put in these boxes for so long. It's generation. This is generational stuff. We've been put in these boxes for so long, and now finally we're wait a second, we don't have to do this, we don't want to do this, and now we have all this freedom,
you have to
this
do whatever
social,
you want to,
and now we're confused, and now
okay, got you. So it's like you was put in a box, and then they let that box open, and now you see the whole world, and it's too much that you can choose from, so you don't have no guidance to where you should be at.
And everybody's out here making mistakes and just kind of figuring shit out. That's why I personally have a lot of forgiveness on these type of topics and stuff. People can misspeak. This is such a hard topic to talk about, especially right now. I just think everyone's confused.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I think that's what he's getting at, is everyone's confused. Men are not... They basically, masculine men are being pushed down to be more feminine, and then feminine women are being pushed up to be fucking more masculine.
Right.
And I think that's where the confusion comes into play, because if you're a woman who just want to raise kids and just be at home and just be like a house mom or whatever, people look down on you. No, you start working and blah, blah, blah. And opposite, if you a guy, who's kind of masculine, who want to, about his shit and stuff like that, they wow, don't be so masculine, be a little bit more feminine.
Right, you got to be in touch with your feelings.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
One thing I think is really important, because he was talking about how in relationships it's a good balance between masculine and feminine, but I think you need to take that a step further, and you have to be 50-50 in yourself. You have to have the masculine parts, so when you need them, you can apply them, but you also have to be in touch with your femininity, because if you are way too masculine, you can't think straight. I don't you get what I'm saying? If you're
I get what you're saying, but I disagree. I think that if you a guy, maybe it's 70% masculine and 30% feminine, and if you a girl, it's the opposite. I don't think it should be 50-50.
Well, I think it fluctuates. I don't mean 50-50 all the time.
Gotcha.
I mean, you have to have the ability to be the perfect masculine man.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying. So it's just about, for you, it's about balance, and I 100% agree with that. It's about balance.
Yep.
Okay.
The answer is very, very simple, and it stems from this diagnosis. Your girlfriend is probably acting masculine in the relationship because she senses a masculinity vacuum, and she feels obligated to fill it. After all, a relationship does need masculinity, but that should come from you. You are the man, after all. Now, perhaps you're scared to be too masculine because you don't want to be perceived as patriarchal or domineering or something like that. This is one of the biggest lies that our culture continues to propagate. The idea that masculinity from a man is inherently abusive. It is absolute nonsense. Being controlling or abusive is not masculine, it's just being a dick. True masculinity is not about enforcing your will on other people, acting like a tyrant or a dictator. True masculinity is acting like a democratically elected leader who has the best interests of everybody at heart and works to serve those interests. It's taking on responsibilities and shouldering burdens so that other people don't have to, so that they have more free time, more energy, more mental space to focus on other things. What's happened is that as your girlfriend steps into masculinity, making decisions and worrying about finances and taking responsibility, all of that masculinity has come at the expense of her femininity. While the man is stressing about whether or not he's part of the patriarchy and whether his masculinity is toxic, he turns into this sort of cowering feminine mess, and so the woman has to step up. She acts like a girlfriend, but also like a mother, But women hate that. Women do not want to mother their boyfriends.
Okay.
Some do.
Hold on. So I saw you over there looking, looking weird. So what are your thoughts so far?
My thoughts are, I think this guy has put himself in a box. I think he is speaking in unbelievably general and broad terms.
Okay.
And it just throws me off because it's on a case-to-case basis. Like, this man is talking, your girlfriend, she does not want to be masculine, bro. Yes, some women out there want to be masculine, and some men
I think that's what he's saying, though. I think he's saying that's the problem with today is that they want to be masculine.
So what you're saying is that he's saying that he doesn't like that we're trying to be more masculine and men are trying to be more feminine. He thinks it should go back to how it was when men are men and women are women, right?
I don't want to quote with what he thinks because obviously we haven't watched the whole video, but I just think that he's speaking in terms of men are downplayed a masculine because of society makes it look like it's toxic to be masculine, and the opposite is true.
See, this is just so difficult for me. I don't know if we exist in different worlds, but I meet very few men who are lacking in masculinity.
Okay.
I meet a majority of the men I meet are lacking in femininity. Like, they don't even understand, like, emotions, like, at all. Like, they've never cried. Like, so I just think when I say... So, you see what I'm saying? Every person, the experience I've had are different than his, and I think he is just, like, almost projecting a little bit of his, like, that's, because, like, I do the same thing. I project, because, like, sometimes I get so angry at men, you know, and I project a little bit. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I don't know.
Okay. No, let's hear him out a little bit more. I want to hear what you got to say before I even jump in my opinions and stuff.
Find that gross. And all of that masculinity that she's having to tap into, all those decisions and intellectual responsibility she's taking on, it has the very predictable consequence of drying up all of her femininity. All of the things that you love.
What?
The absence of light is not dark. Like, those are like,
say that again. The absence of light is not dark. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Dark is a whole different thing. They're two separate things, and like, dark is not the absence of light. Okay, maybe I'm saying that completely wrong.
I don't. Maybe you are, but
hold on.
That's literally what dark is the absence of light.
No, it's not though. It's literally not. Okay, I might be saying that wrong. Hold on. I need to think in my brain.
Hold on. If I turn off the lights, it becomes dark.
Yeah, because...
What the fuck?
Okay, hold on. You have to...
She can't think straight right now.
My brain... You have to let me think in my brain for 1 second.
All those decisions...
Hold on.
Okay, I know exactly where I was going.
Okay.
He's saying that the more masculine I am, the more that I lose my femininity. And I would like
that's 100% true.
That's not true. You can be masculine and feminine at the same time. I am the most feminine person ever, but I'm also masculine as fuck. Like, you look at, like, it's... No, wrong.
No. I completely disagree with what you just said. That doesn't even make sense. I can't. Okay, now we got a crossroads because that doesn't even make sense logically. It's like you saying, I want to be wet and I want to be on fire at the same time. It's literally not possible.
You're wet because gasoline.
Oh, you got me on that one. You did I give you that one. Hold on. I gotta give you something. That was very quick thinking. But okay. No. Let me rewind. It's like, again, like you just said, let's use your analogy, light and dark. It's like being light and dark at the same time. It doesn't work. Like, that's just weird to even say.
But we're thinking about masculinity and femininity in way too concrete terms.
Gotcha.
These are ideals. These are like theories of what, because in reality, this is all man-made. So we actually have a complete say over what's masculine and what's feminine.
I don't agree with that, because there are certain characteristics that a man will have, and there are certain characteristics that a woman will have, and I personally would say those characteristics are more masculine, and I would personally say those for the women would be more feminine.
Opinion. That's an opinion.
No. That's not an opinion. That's a scientific observation.
Not. Okay, all right, fine. Pull up the list of where it shows me what attributes of a person are masculine and what attributes are feminine. I would like to see it.
You don't have to see it. It's common sense.
No, but that's wrong. No, because I know this. No. I disagree. I completely disagree.
Okay. somebody comes in this house right now,
Okay.
trying to hurt you or us.
Okay.
Would you be more like Don? Like, aren't you gonna fucking take more control and protect, or are you gonna be like, I'm gonna protect us?
Right, absolutely, because I'm a 5', 100-pound female. But let me tell you something.
No,
if I was
no.
6'5" and 200 pounds, I wish somebody would come in this bitch.
So, like I said, there are certain things that a man, masculine, like security, logic, reason, things like that. And there are certain things a woman be more nurturing, more caring, more feminine with your emotions and things like that. Yes. So again, if someone came in this house and was like trying to do us harm, majority of women will look for the guy to be the security. Am I not?
No, you're right. I see what you're saying. I completely see what you're saying. And it also goes back to, hunter-gatherers, the men go out, kill food, the women take care of the children. That's like before there were like cities and stuff. But also this.
But what happens when you have to take care of children? What do you have to be? You have to be nurturing. You have to be understanding.
Right, but have you seen the effects of children, boys or girls, who grow up without nurturing fathers? I don't mean without fathers. I mean with fathers who are physically present but emotionally and mentally absent. Have you seen those kids?
Okay.
Those are the most messed up kids, and I would know because I am one.
Okay, so to put a sum to everything, you would say that you want balance for both sides.
Yes. If my man can't cry in front of me after he wins the Super Bowl, I don't want him.
Hold on, wait, what?
You heard me.
If my man can't cry after he wins the Super Bowl, I don't want him.
You see what I'm saying? Like he won and like tears, but like he is masculine, so no tears. But like I was
like you said earlier, I don't agree that certain boxes that they put on masculine. I don't think it's feminine to cry.
I'm thinking in stereotypes.
No, I get it. I'm just saying I don't think it's feminine to cry. I just think it's feminine to cry about everything. Makes sense? Like it's more, I wouldn't even say feminine. I would just use the word, it's more like you like a bitch. Like you just, everything affects you too much. And as a man, you should be more conservative. You should be more logical and think things through. But yeah.
That was you know what? We're gonna give
What?
We're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on that one because it's iffy. I just think that's iffy.
Okay.
It's very feminine to cry about everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. It's more
Do you
feminine.
see how misogynistic it is to say that women cry about everything?
Do you see? No, I do not.
I do. Because I know so many women who don't cry. I know so many men who cry more than women.
Yes.
I just cry a lot.
But why is that a bad thing?
It's not. I'm just saying. Just saying.
See, well, my term of monogamy is like a bad thing, right?
But anyway, wait, hold on.
Isn't that a bad thing, right?
What, for?
Misogyny, whatever that is.
Yes.
Okay, so, but like I said, crying about everything is not necessarily a bad thing. And then I wouldn't even say crying about everything. I would just say
But where is the proof for women cry about everything?
We getting on so many different topics right now. I want to get back to the video.
Oh, okay.
But again, that's why I didn't want to use the word it's feminine to cry about everything. I would just say it's just definitely not masculine. Because masculine is much more logical thinking. It's much more directional. It's much more on purpose type of stuff.
Okay, we got to get back to the video, but
Yes.
I do.
Oh my God. All right, we'll get back into it later. Let's get it.
And intellectual responsibility she's taking on, it has the very predictable consequence of drying up all of her femininity. All of the things that you love and enjoy about women, it's gone.
Her vagina?
nurturing
Gone.
personality, gone. Her childlike joy at the world, gone. Her
Tits?
gratitude and appreciation for the things that you do, gone. Her sexual attraction for you, that's definitely gone. All of that dries up, and very few men are aware of what actually caused this problem. There are actually men who actively encourage their partner to develop their masculinity because they really like the idea of being mothered. The man was happy to receive the benefits of having a masculine girlfriend. He liked her assertiveness, he liked the money that she was bringing in, but what he didn't realize is that he made a deal with the devil. He cannot enjoy all of these benefits of her masculinity without sacrificing the benefits of her femininity. What's more, I don't think that this is a neutral choice. I don't think that most women want to be masculine. They want to be feminine. And they are
This is a man speaking on women.
resentful of the man for not stepping up and not being masculine. Because
when people say that, I always bring up doctors. Right?
Right.
So when you're a doctor, you don't necessarily have to have heart problems to fix someone's heart or to have heart surgery,
True.
right? Exactly. So whenever someone ever brings that shit up, where they say as a man speaking to women or even a woman speaking to men,
Did he go to school for 12 years and probably pay $300,000 to learn everything about women? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Doctors go to school for a very fucking long time.
Again, we get into minutes on this video because we were very opposite sides on this. But if you're a guy who makes these types of videos all the time and you get all this information in all the time.
Right, sorry.
You get this information in you all the time. Don't you think that's kind of like school? That's kind of like learning about something in a specific way of all the time.
Yes.
This is your life. This is I'm being very honest. This is literally his life. He literally talks about fucking, red pill nature all the time. So it's something that he literally does for a living.
Okay.
So he's probably more inclined to be right than even if a woman was to talk about those same things from her perspective.
I mean, I just don't... Look at the pain in his eyes. I just want to... You can't tell me that man has not been hurt. I want to give him a hug.
He needs a hug.
He needs a hug.
So if your girlfriend is constantly upset, constantly angry with you, you might want to consider the possibility that she is punishing you, that she is angry at the fact that you are reneging your responsibilities as a man. You're not providing the masculinity that she needs and wants so that she can relax into her femininity. The way I think of it is that femininity is like a luxury, Life can be beautiful, caring, sweet, just incredible, but it can only be that way and be safe if all of the masculine details of life have been taken care of. How can a woman truly access her deepest femininity unless she feels confident and certain that there is masculinity around her protecting her? There are men on guard, making sure that she's not going to get beaten, that she's not going to get raped. She needs the assurance of a strong, healthy masculine protecting her before she can truly let her guard down and relax into her deepest femininity. So in practical terms, what this means for your relationship is that if you want to reawaken the femininity inside your girlfriend, you need to step more deeply into your masculinity. Start making more decisions, take on more responsibilities, show competency in your leadership. I think that it's important that you have a long and thorough look at your values and consider what it is that you want from your life. What is important to you. A lot of this centers around money and men's feeling as though they need more and more money in order to keep a woman satisfied, in order to keep her interested. There are lots of guys who really exaggerate the importance of money when it comes to attracting women, when the truth is that really only gold-digging, low-quality women are superficial enough to pay a huge amount of attention to, extravagant wealth. High-quality women don't actually care that much.
Because they have their own money.
Huh?
Because they have their own money.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Equals.
Huh?
Equals.
Secure.
Oh, wait, what?
Equals.
What do you mean, equals?
Like, I don't know, I just think that, me personally, I don't think that it has to be like the exact dollar amount that each person's bringing in, but I think both people should be bringing in income and be equals, have like a job and like have, you see what I'm saying? Not necessarily a job, but like something.
Okay, so you could be with a man that has around the same amount of money as you.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that would actually help me respect him more because I see him more as like an equal and less as like a bank or like my father when I was a child.
Okay.
Made it really weird, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Okay, so this is a very, very good quick conversation. So if you feel like they are taking care of you and have more money, you look at them more, like you said, like a fucking father figure than your partner and someone you want to fucking be with. Partner,
keyword. It's not a partner. It's your. I don't want to. I don't want to. There's no really word for it, but it's not partner.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But beyond that, there are other life values and ethics that are more important to them than the superficial, luxury pleasures that money can buy. So my advice, especially when you have children, would be to consider downsizing your life. Do you really need 2 incomes? Do your children need 2 parents who are highly masculine and highly stressed and always just trying to make money all the time?
Then to be reevaluated once there are children.
Hold on, wait, stop. Say what? Say it again.
And then, because I said the thing about the 2 salaries, I think it's to be reevaluated. You just reevaluate when you have kids or like you're at that point. That's what I think.
Yes, I agree 100% because at that point you want to be very clear on how you're raising your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. And how much time you want to be there. If both of y'all are working and you have neither of you have time, you always got a babysitter and you always got a nanny or some shit,
right,
and you never see them, then yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
It'd be amazing if you were dating a girl who was generating 6 figures for your relationship and she was also a perfect, feminine, gorgeous girlfriend. But like I've said, these things often come at the expense of each other. So you have to ask, what is it that you truly want? If you move to a smaller house or you exist on a smaller income, but you're happier and your girlfriend is more feminine, was that not worth it? I don't want to tell you how to live. Just this is all thoughts to ponder. It depends on your personal value system. But I promise you, a high quality woman is going to be happy that you take the reins in the relationship, that you demonstrate masculinity, because it's going to allow her to relax. It's going to allow her to feel safe. It's going to help her access her own femininity.
Oh my god, I just had literally a breakthrough. So up until this point in this video, I'm realizing that I have been doing exactly what he's been talking about in this video.
Okay, what do you mean? Break it down. Let's talk
being
about
all masculine and shit. What the fuck's your problem, bro? Don't talk about women like that. No, you're not gonna do that shit. Like, just being kind of like, what? Don't speak on women like that. But then he kind of got to this part. I started thinking about it. Do I like if a man could cry in front of me? Like, he has the ability to get in touch with his emotions. Absolutely.
Yes.
But a masculine ass, manly ass man, majority of women, I would say, like, it doesn't matter. You could like be into like super feminine guys, but I think the perfect masculine man comes along and you feel safe. You feel So I
you see what I mean? See, we got you back to the red. We got you back to the red side.
I kind of see it. It all went full circle.
So again, I want to preference is not fully about the physical of making you feel safe.
Right.
It's about even the thought process of making you feel safe. The security, the financial security. So not just physical security
and emotional security.
It's all of those security.
Yep.
I think that's what he's basically getting at. Is as a masculine man, you take care of all the security of that, and as a feminine woman, you definitely be more nurturing, more things.
Creative. That's a huge part of femininity is creativity.
Okay. So okay, we finally back.
Period, King.
Now, some people might say, okay, Alexander, I'll grant you that relationship needs masculinity and femininity, but does it really matter where that's coming from? Like, if you have a masculine woman and a feminine man, is that a problem? It still balances out, right? Well, that might be true if we were blank slates, but we are not. We are biological organisms and the result of millions of years of evolution. Inside you, inside your cells, inside your brain, you have strong biological incentives to be a man, to act masculine. That's why when you do step up and you take responsibility and become the leader that she wants you to be, your brain rewards you with all of those wonderful pleasure chemicals. Evolution specifically crafted you this way to incentivize masculinity. Now, everybody needs both, of course. You want to be a dynamic individual capable of masculinity and femininity. But what I'm saying is that from evolution's point of view, when it's choosing, which gender to incentivize with certain traits, it made sense to pick, cooperating or symbiotic sort of characteristics and to pour them either into masculine men and feminine women. All bases are still covered. It's just that each gender has their strengths. Lots of you know this. You know that it feels good to be a man and it feels good to see a woman be a woman. This isn't scripture. You can work to override your biology and you can ignore your incentives. And it's actually a legitimate choice. Our society is made a lot more interesting by the fact that there are people, individuals experimenting that way. But from where I'm sitting, I think that it's most likely to lead to your own personal happiness when you live in alignment with what comes natural to you. Which is a pretty long-winded way of saying, you're a man, so be a man. Can you?
Powerful ending there. He said, be a fucking man.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on now that you've seen the full totality of the video? Because I know at first, had a little struggles.
Right.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts so far?
I see what he's saying. I don't necessarily agree with everything he said, but I see what he's saying. Mm-hmm. But I just, and this might get crazy, apologizing in advance to you, not to you.
Okay.
So what do you think this guy thinks about transgender people? You think people, like, do you think people are genuinely born into the wrong body? Like,
do I think people? That's a completely different conversation.
No, I understand
we can get into it.
I
might make it a
second.
okay.
Really do.
So ask the question again, so I can be very clear with what I'm going to say.
Okay. So he said, live in alignment with who you are.
Yes.
Like, what if someone actually just is born into the wrong body and they truly believe, like, if I truly believed, like, felt like a man, like, everything about me was masculine and manly except for my body. And I just, like, as much as I tried to be feminine, like, he said, do what comes naturally to you. What if being a man came naturally to me? Then also, hold on. There's one more part because
let's break down that first part. So I always ask questions first before I even say anything. So my questions to that individual would be like this: how do you know what women feel like if you're not a woman, or if you're opposite? How do you know what men feel like if you're not a man? I would first ask those questions. Then I would preference on understanding. Again, stuff like this of red pill and understanding the true nature of masculine energy, the true nature of feminine energy, and then seeing, do you align with that versus what society says is masculine and what society says is feminine. Because the problems that I have is, I guess it's not even a problem because I really, to be honest, I don't care. But it's the guys that overact feminine, if that makes sense. So it's like, oh my god, it's like a caricature of women instead of being a woman, if that makes sense.
Are you're talking about straight men who?
No, I'm talking about men who, like you said, are transgender or gay or whatever. It seems like they are compensating of what is actually a woman. Does that make any sense? Like for a woman, you're not like, oh my god, and blah blah blah. You're not like super duper extra. But I've actually literally with my two eyes seen guys that are gay or transgender act like that. So for me, it's like I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're literally compensating what you think a woman is instead of actually being what a woman is.
I see exactly what you're saying, but then I personally think that whole thing goes, because what I was going to say before is like, right now, I 100% believe that there are people who are just born into the wrong body, but I will say that right now, I think that everything is getting very confusing.
It is.
Gender fluidity, be yourself, do whatever you want,
Yep.
your choice,
Yep.
but the gender fluidity at such a young age might be confusing for somebody. Because I remember when I was a kid and I grew up with older brothers, like I wanted to, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I wanted to run around without my shirt on. I wanted to be a boy. I wanted to play paintball. And so if I'd gone to my parents and been like, Mom, Dad, I want to be a boy, because that's something I actually said to them multiple times because I was a tomboy. What if they had started giving me puberty blockers? Because
exactly.
And that's what they're doing in California.
No. So let me pause really quick. So. Again, I don't want to make this a really long video about that, but let's put a but on this topic. So exactly. So it's understanding what you are and what really is your boxes. Like, for instance, I know it's bad to say, but period, women are weaker than men. That's just biology.
Physically.
I don't even know why you have to use the word physically, because that literally is a definition of weak, but we're not going to get into that. So, yes, you as a person is not going to be like, I'm going to be, super duper strong and I'm going to go, because Don's a fighter, I'm going to go fight Don. You're not going to win. Like, it's just, so it's understanding who you are and what you are, and try to align those two together. Because when I was younger, I wanted to be a fucking Super Saiyan. I don't know if you ever seen Dragon Ball Z, but obviously you can't be a fucking Super Saiyan. Like, as kids, you want to be so many different things, and you will never be those things. So you have to understand that's not who I am or who I even could be. So let me understand who I am and let me stay in my lane type of shit. But like you said, science is getting stronger. fucking everything is getting different. So I think right now we at a crossroads where science and technology is not at a point to where you can really beat those things.
I agree.
Once it gets to those things, then I always say, if you want to be a girl, go fucking be a girl. Go fucking take the, I don't know, pill that they have in 20 years. No, take the pill they have in 20 years that changes your whole entire body, or get your consciousness out of your head and it goes into a woman body.
But no. Yeah, but I see what you're saying.
So put a button on it.
I just have one more thing. This is all I want to say. This is like my last thing.
They're gonna get so mad. Go ahead.
This is a very confusing world. Cut yourself some slack.
Yes.
Everyone's just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
It's hard.
I agree.
That's it.
Oh, okay. We can end it on that. It's your boy Don Jaye. We out. Peace.